So, hello everyone, I am back again with the question answers of the chapter Lost Spring by Ans Chang. First question: what is Sahib looking for in the garbage dumps? Where is he and where has he come from? Sahib is looking for items like clothes, shoes, bit of metal, plastic scrap, etc. He is a rag picker and for him these items are precious like gold. He lives in Simapuri, a slum on the outskirts of Delhi. He has come from Dhaka, Bangladesh in the wake of 1971 Indo-Pak War. Next question. What explanations does the author offer for the children not wearing footwear? Or what does the reference to chapals in Lost Springs tell us about the economic conditions of the rag pickers? The author tries to explain that staying barefoot in an ancient Indian tradition. However, she understands the truth that in India, staying barefoot is a forced condition due to utter poverty instead of faithful adherence to an old tradition. Next question. Is Saib happy working at the tea stall? Explain. Or how was Sahib's life at a tea stall? Sahib is not happy working at the tea stall, although this job has provided him with a fixed monthly income of rupees 800. It has taken away from him the privilege of being carefree and being his own master. His life at the tea stall was marked over work and burden. Next question. What makes the city of Firozabad famous? The city of Firozabad in Uttar Pradesh is famous for manufacturing bangles, the symbol of suhag and auspiciousness in marriage in India. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry where families have spent generations working around furnaces, welding glass to adorn the rest of women. Next question. Mention the hazards of working in the glass bangle factory industry. Glass bangle industry is disorganized and lack proper infrastructure and basic amenities. The ill-ventilated glass blowing furnaces have tiny hovels and high temperatures where children and women work in unhygienic conditions. Lack of protective eye gear, long working hours, and back-breaking postures cost them their health and ages them prematurely. Next question. How is Mukesh's attitude in this situation different from that of his family? What is the Mukesh attitude towards the family business of making bangles? Unlike his family members who have resigned to their fate, Mukesh has an enthusiastic attitude and he is ready to walk miles to train as a motor mechanic. He is not willing to be entrapped in the vicious craft of making bangles that has killed all initiatives in his family members. Next question. What forces conspire to keep the workers in the mangle factory industry of Firozabad in poverty? Lack of education, stigma of being born in bangle makers community, and craftiness of the sahukars, middlemen, politicians, and police conspire to keep the workers in the bangle industry of Firozabad in poverty. Broken spirit, lack of initiative, and leadership also do not let them loosen the grip of poverty. Next question. What reason does Sahib's mother cite to her son for leaving their homeland? What do we give to such people? Sahib's mother tell him that they had to leave their homeland Bangladesh because their home and fields had been destroyed by numerous storms driving them to want and hunger. Such people who leave their country for social, economic, and political reasons and seek shelters in other countries are called refugees. Did Sahib become a rag picker out of choice? Give reasons for your answers. No, Sahib did not become a rag picker out of his choice. We conclude this when he mutters to the author, I have nothing else to do. Besides, he looks always away while offering this reason, which indicates that becoming a rag picker was circumstantial. Next question. Which advice does the author find to be hollow? Why? The author finds her own advice, go to school, to be hollow. She offers this advice to Sahib, whose situation is well understood by her. She knows that it is not possible for an urchin to go to the school even if he wants to. Next question. Why does the author embarrassed when Sahib inquires about her school? Sahib's query about the school embarrasses the author because she too, like others, had made a bleak promise that was never meant. She was not serious when she had asked him that if she were to start a school, would he attend it? Next question. What is ironical about Sahib's name? Describe the irony in Sahib's name. Sahib full form is Sahib-e-Alam. It means Lord of the Universe. Ironically, Sahib is a poverty-stricken, barefooted, homeless rag picker who scrounges the garbage dumps of Delhi to earn his livelihood. His name is thus in total contrast to his adversity. Explain the use of literacy devices in the sentence an army of barefoot boys who appear like the morning birds and disappear like at noon. The above sentence contains examples of two literacy devices, metaphor and simile. Army of barefoot boys is a metaphor describing the largeness of the group of rag pickers. Appears like the morning bird is a simile where the boys have been compared to the early chirping birds that are the first to catch the worm. Next question. What was the story of the man from ODP? The author had met a priest's son from Udupi who told her that as a young schoolboy he would pray to God for a pair of shoes. 30 years later, this man's prayer was granted when the new priest's school going child now wore uniform socks and shoes. Next question. What was the condition of the town of the man from Udupi 30 years later? The town and the temple wore a desolated look when the author went there after 30 years. However, there were red and white plastic chairs in the backyard where the new priest lived. His young son was dressed in grey uniform and was wearing socks and shoes. Next question. Why do slums like Simapuri mushroom around big cities? The illegal slums like Simapuri abound around big cities because there are abundant menial tasks available here. The poor people manage to sustain themselves by taking these odd jobs. Besides, these peoples are sizable vote bank for the politically ambitious and hence such settlements flourish. Despite being refugees, how do people in Simapuri have a ration cards? The refugees population of Simapuri is a large vote bank, so providing ration cards to these illegal occupants benefits the political sharks. However, The refugees gain because they use these cards to get food, grains, and other benefits from government agencies. What is food more important for survival than identity for the refugees of Simapuri? The refugees of Simapuri have come from a land of want and deprivation. They are now at the mercy of those who have offered them shelter. Under these circumstances, their sole concern is to stay alive. Thus, food is the most important thing for them. Why does the author describe children of slums as partners in survivals? The author describes the children of slums as partners in survival because their situation compels them to take up menial work at an early age in order to keep themselves alive and also to share the burden of their parents. Next question. How has rag picking acquired the proportions of a fine art for the dwellers of Simapuri? Garbage is the lifeline of the rag pickers of Simapuri. Explain. Detecting useful materials from the unwanted garbage is a fine art. Over the years, this art has become the lifeline and the sole source of survival for the people of Simapur. Therefore, this seemingly useless job has acquired the proportion of a fine arts. Thank you everyone. In my next video, I will be continuing the question answers of this chapter, part 2. Thank you. Please like, share, comment